Are we live? Are we there yet? Let's see. Good morning. Hopefully you can see me. Good morning. It looks like we've done it. Monday Mornings with Carlene is on live with Facebook. We went back to actually using the Facebook Live studio, and it seems to be working. So I'm super excited about that. Welcome, welcome. It's a good day. It's a beautiful day here in Texas, at least. I hope you guys are enjoying your morning wherever you are. If you're tuning in, please say hello. Let me know where you are tuning in from. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Hopefully I'll be able to see them since I am using Facebook's platform this time. So I should be able to see the comments. Today's live video is all about vitamin D and how it has the power to possibly stave off this COVID-19. And actually the research is stating it absolutely can. So with that being said, let's dive in. But first, I do want to say that I do this every Mondays with Carlene at 11:30 Central Time. When you join, please give me some comments and some emojis, especially the heart or the fire emoji, and let people know that we're here and we're doing this live. I'm going to keep it short too, because I did a poll on the group page and asked if you guys would rather see shorter videos, and it was overwhelmingly yes, because I guess I talk too much. No, but I understand we're all very busy and our attention spans are only about a 10-minute, 15-minute video at tops. So when I need to dive in deeper, I certainly will, but I'll try to keep these recordings a little shorter so you guys can consume the entire thing and not feel like you're having to stick around too long. But I do appreciate you being here, and the emojis help to get it in front of other people. So please do tell me who you are and give me some emojis. I would love that. So let's get right into how this vitamin D is helping to suppress the symptoms and even stave off COVID-19 or the coronavirus. Okay, so pretty cool stuff. There's a research out of Dublin, Ireland, that is actually, there was 2 doctors and 2 professors that did this research study. And what they have noticed through this study was that the people in the northern hemisphere, so basically that's 35 degrees latitude, above 35 degrees latitude, is experiencing more illnesses and deaths. And it is becoming clear that it's directly linked to vitamin D deficiency. Okay, so that is huge, you guys, super huge. The only place actually that they said in this study that was not directly affected in a negative way was the Nordic countries, because it's prevalent and well known that they need to supplement because of a lack of sunlight throughout the year. So it's totally common sense and second nature for those folks to supplement with a vitamin D. And because of that, they are experiencing very low levels of COVID, coronavirus symptoms, and even the illness itself and deaths associated with it. So keep that in mind, that vitamin D is something we should all be taking. And this study was actually pretty comprehensive in what they found. The countries in the the southern hemisphere, the ones that are below the 35 degrees latitude, are experiencing way less mortality rate, which is pretty excellent, right? And of course, it's because of the exposure to sun, especially while this whole pandemic has hit. The southern hemisphere was more in their summer months instead of being winter and spring months. So that's pretty astute research right there, because if we are, and we already know this in the United States at least, that the majority of us have a vitamin D deficiency, and that is because of being told forever to wear sunscreen and, a lot of it, the high SPFs, and also to wear protective clothing or hats and caps and all that thing. And that's great. We should be doing that. But it also is pretty important to get an adequate amount of vitamin D from the sun that metabolizes through the skin, and we're able to use that for a variety of things. But specifically in this instance, what it is doing is suppressing the cytokine storm, which, if you remember from one of our past videos about 3-4 weeks ago when we were talking about elderberry syrup, we talked all about cytokine storm and what that actually is. And it's actually, if you don't remember, it is a systemic response or inflammatory response where the white blood cells are attacking some kind of virus, bacteria, disease, whatever's going on in the body. And it is basically a storm or an out of control response, inflammatory response in the body. And that typically happens in the later stages of someone who is affected by that illness, typically the dying process, okay, or the very severe critical stages, okay? So what vitamin D is actually doing is helping to suppress that response, and it can actually prevent it from happening. So you guys, that's pretty amazing, right? So if you're on a vitamin D, or if you're not on a vitamin D, you probably should be. Now, I know the next question is going to be, which vitamin D should I use, right? Because there's vitamin D you can get from the sun, which is obviously the best kind because it metabolizes immediately and your body uses it for exactly what it is. There's also vitamin D2 and vitamin D3. Now, really, there's not a huge difference. Well, the biggest difference is its source. One is from plant-based and the other is so vitamin D2 is plant-based and vitamin D3 is animal-based, okay? So it doesn't matter which one you take. Obviously, if for whatever reasons you choose one or the other, truly doesn't matter. Whatever you use, though, your body will convert it to whatever it needs to use. So the basic vitamin D to be usable, bioavailable, all of that, okay? So vitamin D is what we should be taking, especially during this time, especially during the winter and spring months when our sunlight is less. We're getting out in the sun, not quite so much. And especially during this time with the pandemic where we're actually being told to stay home and stay indoors, you want to be taking a supplement, okay? So that's the biggest thing right there. And in fact, this research was published in the Journal of Alimentary Pharmacology and Therapeutics. Hopefully I said that right, but that is the study and the publication where it was published. So these doctors and researchers also made it very clear that governments should be advocating for their people, us, to be taking a vitamin D supplement because of the direct relation or result that it can have on the outcome of COVID-19. Okay, so for your benefit, I'm suggesting that you go out and you get some kind of a vitamin D. Whether it's totally up to you, whether you want to just get it from the sun because it is getting nicer out. But again, if you're in a place where there's still snow on the ground, maybe you start taking a vitamin D supplement because overall, United States is deficient in the proper levels of vitamin D that we need. So go ahead and take some. Now, the recommended, I would basically do a quick Google search on what the recommended dosages are for that kind of thing, but really it's around 100 to 200 micrograms of vitamin D that you should be taking. So figure that out for yourself. It's super easy to do, but that's the big news for today. I am going to keep this very short for you guys so you can consume it and get on with your day. So thank you for joining in. That's it for today. Super quick. Vitamin D is the answer right now, or at least part of the answer for not getting or progressing into this coronavirus situation. Okay. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll get to them after the video and I'll answer everything. Or if you don't want to put it in the comments and you want to private message me, feel free. I am here for you. Okay, I'll talk to you next Monday. If you have any other questions throughout the week, I'm also popping in all the time. So even though I only go live once a week, I'm always in the group. Okay, so I'll see you later. Thank you guys.